apologies in advance. I'm gonna go on a little rant today about a subject that's really, really important to me and dear to my own history, but the education system needs to change. We live in a time of so much material abundance, so much technological progress, so much of everything. Yet we still have the most backwards system of education that can exist. We are in a time where everything's changing. Most people didn't have mobile phones 10 years ago. Now everybody has a smartphone in their pocket, yet we still have an education system that's over 200 years old. We still have an education system that's founded on principles that are long gone, a pre-internet time, and it doesn't make sense for today. Teachers are most valuable profession. I consider myself a teacher. I care a lot about teaching. That's why I spend so much time with everybody. I think teaching is one of the most rewarding and valuable professions, yet teachers are the most underpaid profession around. School, education is way too expensive. The education system is causing people to be in massive amounts of debt. The education system is supposed to help people grow their income, yet it's become a source of bringing people down. I think there's a lot that needs to be changed. A lot of the fundamentals about education haven't been questioned in far too long. Like, why is an education 4 years? Why was 4-year number picked? It seems like most of the time when somebody goes into college, so much has changed in a 4-year time span that whatever you learn is gonna be irrelevant. Programming languages, development, the world is changing faster than 4 years. I mean, an education is 4 years to 10 years if you're going for your doctorate, but so much changes, it just doesn't make sense anymore. Why are the best institutions, they don't grow their attendance? In a capitalist society, when a company has a good product, they try to get it out to as many people as possible. They say, okay, I have a great product, I'm gonna get this out to the world. And they grow their production. They increase the number of teachers, they increase the enrollment or whatever it is. The best colleges don't increase the enrollment. Harvard, which claims to have the best education on the planet, keeps their enrollment at pithy amount. 1 in every 100 or some really small ratio of people actually ever get to go to Harvard.
You can't sit with us!
Why hasn't Harvard worked to increase the enrollment and lower the cost that it takes to go to school? It makes no sense. The best educational institutions should be trying to get their education out to as many people as possible if they truly cared about the advancement of people, or if they truly had the best education available. Some people would say that these educational institutions, they're an old boys club. They're an exclusive club for rich people. It's a social network that only few can be a part of, and that the cost is the cost of admission, which is in some cases $50,000 or more per year, which is ridiculous. We should be hoping to grow the scope of human knowledge. We should be looking to grow the scope of human consciousness, not holding it back by unfairly jacking up the prices on education, limiting the enrollment. It's ridiculous.
This is also about fundamentally reforming and fixing California's broken education system.
And the answer is not, oh, the government should pay for everybody to go to college. The problem starts with the universities. Why are they not trying to lower the cost of enrollment? Why are they limiting the amounts of students? Why doesn't Harvard, Princeton, Brown, Dartmouth, why don't they accept a lot more students? Why don't they accept 100,000 students? My guess is because they know it's not about the education, it's about the social network.
Finally!
And that's why they'd be scared to grow their enrollment, because they don't want to dampen the effects of their social network. I think we should get back to the roots. It should be about education. We should be talking about how to increase not just people's social networks, because that's creating a society of caste system. You're either rich or you're not, and that's dangerous. That's anti-capitalism. That's anti-opportunity, that's anti-inclusion. I think we need to reform the education system. I think more thought should be putting into education. We've got this great tool on our hands, the internet. And what do we have now? We have Facebook and we have Twitter, right? And Snapchat. Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat are what we get because of the internet. 50 years ago, we were going to the moon. Why are we not trying to tackle some of the biggest problems in the world right now? We should be looking at how can we change the education system? How can we make sure everybody has whatever skill they choose, whatever job you want to go into, whatever skill you want to learn, you should be able to do that. But thought hasn't been being put into how do we get teachers paid more? How do we lower the costs of college? No thought's been being put into these problems. All the thought's been being put into how do I create a big technology company? How do I create a marketplace? How do I create the Uber of, beard care, the Uber of sunglasses, the Uber of dog walk? Sorry for the rant, but I encourage everybody out there who's working on trying to create a real impact in the world, think about how can we change the education system. I know I'm trying to. I actually started a company called We Learn. That's been the project I've been working on, kind of in the background, in the shadows. I haven't been talking about this too much. I'm working on a company that's going to revolutionize education. I want teachers to be the highest paid professionals in our society. I want them to be paid as much as professional athletes. That's the goal. Maybe not the highest, but I want them to be paid as much as a professional athletes earn. Why should athletes earn more than teachers? Other premise of the company is I want education to be free. That should be the start. That's the start of everything. Only then do you make it accessible. You have all these other companies, Lynda, Udemy, Udacity, Coursera, etc. And the problem with all those platforms is that you're still charging money for education. Guys, I love all of you, but one thing I've realized about my audience is I have a huge international audience, and most people around the world do not have a credit card. Even if a course is 50 bucks, or even if a course is 10 bucks, or whatever the price of a course is online, problem is many people don't have credit cards. Many people don't have reliable internet access, so they might need to download it or what have you. The solution, it's just gotta be free. The most at-risk people are the people in terrorist countries or countries with a lot of crime, like Egypt, Syria, Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, whatever. If people truly want to change it, if, my country America has been resorting to bombing people, which is so stupid. You don't bomb people into thinking. You don't drop a bomb on people and say, okay, think this way. You teach them, you offer them free education, you offer them a chance to advance their life. You offer them a chance to make a lot of money. If America really wanted to convince people that earning money and capitalism and working a job in the corporate world was better than being a terrorist, they'd make education free and help people earn a lot of money, because I can almost guarantee you people wouldn't become terrorists if there was an easy way, if there's an easy, accessible way that people were aware of to earn a lot of money. If I said, okay, I could spend my time, I'm 15 years old, I could start learning about how to be an extremist or a criminal and kill myself or possibly die or be put in jail, or I could take this free education and make a lot of money, well, fuck. I have no risk of death over here, and here I have a risk of death. That's the difference. I believe America should be focusing on making education free for everybody, not just buffering the educational institutions, but it's so ingrained. The interests to support this old system that doesn't work are so ingrained in our government, and they're sucking so many dollars from our government and from the people of the US. It's sickening. It's sickening. So I think something needs to change. And I'd love ideas. I'd love to create a movement. I'd love to create a discussion. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear your ideas. I'd love to hear other companies that are doing this to change education. I'd love to hear everything. Because as I said, I'm embarking on a huge mission to change this. That's all I'm working on in the background. Every day, I talk about the crazy freedom lifestyle, but this is my mission. This is my cause. This is what I do. I'm working on changing this. The last 3 months, all I've been doing is figuring out how I can make education free and how I can help teachers become paid as well as professional athletes. Those are the only 2 things I'm working on. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments. Like this video if you enjoy this, subscribe to my channel, and let's spark a big discussion here. Let's change education. Let's do this. It's time.